Hello guys, today we will be talking about a little bit of algebraic fractions, and we are going to be mixing it up with maybe factorization just to clear some misconceptions. So I'll start with this equation, which is 3x. Hopefully we can get this to write better. Minus 1 over x plus 2 plus 2x minus 1 over x plus 4 equals 3. Now, the first thing we want to do is to assume this to be like a normal fraction. That's what we want to assume this to be. So we're going to make the denominators the same. You know, you have to multiply this part by x plus 4 to multiply this part by x plus 2. Yeah? So if I do that on the top bit, which is x plus 4 bracket 3x minus 1, yeah, plus this part, I'm going to multiply this part by x plus 2, all bracket, and then multiply by the top bit, which is 2x minus 1. Now this is all over x plus 2, bracket x plus 4. So I hope you all know what that means, because if I multiply this part by x plus 4 and I multiply this part by x plus 2, it's the same thing, isn't it? So this x plus 2 and x plus 4 is for both this part and for both this part. Okay, so that makes sense a bit, isn't it? So if I print that screen so that when I go to the next slide, I'll be able to paste it on there. Let's quickly see that, and let's see if we can reduce that a bit. We can select that and make it a bit smaller. I doubt if we can, but at least just to see the top bit, you see. So now, if I get the pen, let's use a red color this time. So now, I'm going to expand these two bits, and that will give me 3x squared, yeah, minus x plus 12x minus 4. That's for that top bit, yeah. And the whole bit here will give us 3x squared plus 11x, let's write that square problem, plus 11x minus 4. That's for that part. Plus, so let's do that top bit, 2x squared minus x plus 4x minus 2. And that part will give us 2x squared plus 3x minus 2. Now, this 3x squared plus 11x minus 4 plus 2x squared plus 3x minus 2 equals, yeah, this whole bit here equals, remember, we still have this whole bit here to be equals 3. Remember that. So now that we've expanded the top here, this top we've expanded has given us this bit at the bottom here. So it's this top we've expanded equals 3 times x plus 2, x plus 4. We're cross multiplying now. X plus 4. Yeah? So That's what that other part will give us. So I'm going to bring a new slide again, but this time before I bring up a new slide, let's just exit the screen. Or actually, if we can just select the bit we want, which is just this bit here. And, okay, so we go to a new slide, paste that there. Okay, so now this is that bit we had from the first bit. So if we just take those up, so we can still see exactly what we've done before. So now we're going to collect like terms. So I'm going to use different color pen. So if we have 3x squared plus 5x plus 2x squared plus 11x plus 3x, yeah, minus 4 minus 2 equals 3 bracket x plus 2 x plus 4. So here becomes 5x squared plus 14x minus 6 equals, now we're going to multiply this bit all through 3. So this one, if you multiply it, you should get 3 out there. If you multiply this, you get x squared plus x squared plus 4x plus 2x plus 8. Of course, the whole bit inside the bracket becomes x squared plus 6x plus 8. Alright? So now that we know that's where we are, I'm going to select this part again, just the part we really need. So we just select that part, copy that part, go to a new slide, and put it there. Okay, so this is the last part we had. Let's use the black pen now. So 5x squared plus 14x minus 6 equals, if you multiply this out, you get 3x squared plus 18x plus 20. Now you can collect like terms to have 5x squared minus 3x squared plus 14x minus 18x minus 6 minus 24. That's equals 0. So this becomes 2x squared minus 4x minus 30, which is 30, equals 0. Now we can factorize, can't we? But before that, we want to divide all through by 2 to have x squared minus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Alright, so if I pick just that last bit, so then we can where to go from. And then, so if I paste that there, so now we can easily factorize, can't we? We can open our brackets. We find two numbers we can multiply to get negative 15. Two numbers we can multiply to get a product of negative 15, but add to get a negative 2. And obviously, it's going to be negative 5 and positive 3. If you multiply this, you get negative 15, and if you add them, you get negative 2. So it will be x minus 5, x plus 3 equals 0. So your x will be positive 5, or your s could be negative 3 as your answer. Now, that is the solution to the problem. However, you could run into something like this, which some of my students had a problem with. You could have something like this: 5x squared plus 14x minus 9 equals 0. Let's write this explicitly. So now this, if you want a product, because you've got to multiply the 5 by the negative number, so you want two numbers you can multiply to get a product of negative 45 and a sum of 14. So now if we take 9 and 5, negative 9 times positive 5 will give you negative 45. But if you add it, it's not going to give you 14. It's not going to give you positive 14. Negative 9 plus 5 will give you negative 4. So you can clearly see that this is wrong to factorize. It won't happen. Okay? But say we actually had something like that then, which is 5x squared. 5x squared minus 4x minus 9 equals 0. We know to factorize this, just to make sure we remember how to factorize. Since we know we have two numbers, which is negative 9 and positive 5, these two numbers, since we know that's what we want to use, to factorize, please, once the coefficient is not 1, if you have any coefficient of your x squared to be more than 1, this is how you go about it. Write the 5x in both brackets. Just hold on. Write it there. Put one of the numbers that you think could solve the problem. Put it there. And of course, put the other number there. Now, you can clearly see one of these brackets can still be simplified. And you can have something like x plus 1. So the trick is you must always put the same number for your x, the same coefficient for your x in both. One of them should simplify out. And of course the next one will be 5x minus 9. Now if you expand this, you should be able to get this bit here. Okay? You should be able to get that bit there. So let's try and see if we're going to get that bit. So if I just copy that bit we want, sorry, we put the arrow back, we just copy this bit and expand to see if we're going to get the same stuff there. So let's try and expand it. So if we multiply x by 5x, we get 5x squared. And then we multiply that minus 9x plus 5x minus 9. So the final answer will be minus 4x and then you have 5x squared. Now let's see if that's what we had before. So 5x squared minus 4x minus 9, is that? Yeah? It's good. Yes, 5x squared minus 4x minus 9. And all equals 0. So we're trying to just expand to see if we're going to get the same bits there. So in essence, what we've done today is to be able to see that when you are doing this sort of algebraic fractions, you if you're not careful, you would forget about the bottom, about the denominator, and that is where the trouble comes from. So if we go back to that second slide that we had, you can clearly see that if we were not careful, we would just have done the top bit like we've done here, and we would have forgotten about the denominator here, but then we quickly cross multiplied there to get rid of that bottom number. So that is very important, because otherwise you end up forgetting that that 3 was to multiply the denominator. and of course from there you can work your way out from the expansion of whatever you get, and you collect your like terms. So the bit that we must remember is the denominator, and for factorization, if it's not a coefficient of 1, you want to put the same coefficient of x in both brackets and then simplify whichever is simplifiable. So I hope this has helped in clarifying misconceptions when it comes to algebraic fractions. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.